As a business owner and an entrepreneur, we have a lot of goals. Why? Because we're ambitious, we're capable, and we see opportunities, and more importantly, we're willing to put in the effort and the work to make it happen. That's a good thing, right? But we all know that sometimes that gets us in trouble. Because when you look at your goal, when you look at your journal, you have pages and pages and pages of them. So what exactly is the most important step to prioritize our goals? In this video, I'm going to share with you the famous Warren Buffett two-list strategy and end it with this one single question and how to help you prioritize your goals. Hey, this is Joe Lau. For years, just like other business owners or entrepreneurs, I have a lot of goals, right? In this particular time of my life, I was running my e-commerce business, which fortunately enough, I was able to generate pretty good financial freedom, and also I had a really good working schedule. I was working about 25 hours a week, right? So I have a lot of time in my hand and some extra money that I can do stuff with. So looking at my journal, I see that what else do I want to achieve, right? What other goals do I have? And some of the things I have is, don't judge me, it was pretty shallow. One of the things is I want to be recognized for my work. Because at that time, this is back in mid 2000, and when you tell people that you make a living, sell stuff online, you don't kind of get the recognition that, at least for me, that I was hoping for, that, okay, this guy is, doing well. So for me, I had a really shallow goal that I want to be recognized for my work. What if I can create something really big that the world will recognize me for, right? So those are my goals. So no judgment there. I was a little bit shallow, but that was me. So I decided to go for it, and I decided to create this company that is kind of like a tech company, which I had no experience about, and in the hair industry, right? Which I also have no experience about except for getting a haircut. So that was the idea. And then during that time, financially, I was supported by my e-commerce business. And ambitious-wise, I was trying to see if this a new hair tech business can take me there. So I spent 2 years of my time there and spent a lot of money investing in this company, but at the end result is I couldn't pull it off. It's because the end of the day is I wasn't hungry enough to put it off. I didn't want it bad enough to put it off. But when I started it, I feel like, yeah, why not go get it, right? So that's when I learned the lessons that if you're not hungry enough, if you don't really want it bad enough, then it's really no point to even try to go for it because it just won't work. How exactly can we prioritize our goals when we as a business owner and entrepreneur have so many goals? How do we select our goal? How do we prioritize it so that way we don't waste our time and effort on it, right? And that's when a friend told me about this Warren Buffett two-list strategy. So Warren Buffett has a personal pilot that worked for him for 10 years. His name is Mike Flynn. So he asked Mike, okay, why don't you list out 25 of your goals? So Mike did that. He listed out 25 of his goals, and then Warren Buffett asked him, why don't you circle 5 of those? Then Mike circled 5 of those. And then Warren Buffett asked him, so okay, so what are you gonna do about this? Then Mike said, okay, I have 5 of the goals that is primary to me that I'm gonna focus on, but the rest of the 20, I still wanna achieve them because they're still quite important to me. So I'm gonna try to fit in time in between and try to do all of them at the same time. So you have two lists, right? You have the 5 goal. He has a 5 goal that's primary. Then he has the rest of the 20 that he's saying is still important to him, that he's gonna kind of do them together whenever he can. So Warren Buffett said, no, you get it all wrong. You need to treat the rest of the list he called it the avoid at all cost list, right? So no matter what, do not do this or even touch this list until you finish this list. That's when I had an aha moment, right? Okay, I guess that's what called with the choice or elimination, right? So the key is you look at your list and try to pick out a small group of number, in this case 5 out of the 25, and then make sure that you focus on just that 5, and the rest is just forget about it until you achieve that 5, right? So I started to practice that, but you know what I also found that, personal experience, 5, it still feels like a lot. So that's when I realized that all you need is to ask is one last question to help you truly narrow it down and prioritize it. For the 5 that you picked out from that gigantic list, ask yourself this question on every single one of them. What could possibly happen if I say no to each of them, and why? When you set a goal, a lot of time is ambitious, sometimes it's emotion, sometimes it's because of social pressure, sometimes it's we don't even know why. So even though you're able to narrow down 5 goals, some of this are still not as important as the other, truly. But asking the question, what could possibly happen if I say no to this? You reverse your mindset on thinking about being excited, right? Because when you think about, oh, if I achieve this goal, that'll be amazing, right? No. You ask yourself, what could possibly happen when you say no? You basically put yourself in the position that you take away this goal from you. If you don't achieve this, what could happen to your life? And then the most important question after that is why? By asking this question, you force yourself to truly think about, if you don't have it, would it even change your life? Is it life and death? Would that make you any less than what you currently are? Would that change the trajectory of your financial goal? Would it change how you want to impact the world? Would it change who you are? If the answer is no, if you say no to one of these goals or some of them, and you ask the question why, that force you to think more objectively, not emotionally, then you probably can even narrow it down to even further. And hopefully you can narrow down to just even 1 or 2 or maybe just 3 instead of 5, right? 5 to me personally, it still feels quite a bit. So by asking that one last question, what could possibly happen if you say no to that goal and why? You're able to help you to narrow it down a lot more objectively and take all the emotional, all the excitement out so you can truly know which one is the most important to you. So there you have it. Look at the list of your goals and use the Warren Buffett famous two-list strategy and separate the 2 and pick out the 5 that you think is the most important to you, and then ask this last one question. What could possibly happen if you say no to some of these goals and why? And they will help you really narrow down to what is truly important to you so you can focus all your energy, effort, and time to make that happen. If you like this video, I'd like to invite you to click the link below and join me for a free webinar where I'm going to share with you 3 secrets on how to work less and make more. So click the link below, join the webinar, and I'll see you there. So there you have it. Look at the... And a couple of things that Warren Buffett asked his 10 years, not 10 years old, his